Clouds at last, gathering over the city of Jaipur. Bringing with them joyful anticipation in the air. The time has come for celebrations. Even the peacocks turn out to witness the moment. The festival of the rains can now begin. This is Teej, bringing in the rains, celebrating companionship and lifelong bonds, while still being a festival dedicated to women.
Aliya Teej Tyohar, Ramsiyan Aangan mein. A girl is addressing her friend that Teej has arrived, so we are going to dance in our courtyards. Is celebrated in every corner and every household in Rajasthan. You suddenly see, went out to the bazaar, I went and I saw that there is a whole pile of giver, and you know Teej is going to come, you know. It's a land where you have festivals all along. In large number of cities, the spirit of festival is getting slightly lost. But in Rajasthan, you can see that gaiety around. You can see that exuberance. You can see people really, they're vivacious and vibrant on these occasions. On the one hand, you see these high-rise buildings, you see people racing with time, moving around, high speed, etc. But at the same time, these traditional functions are observed with the same spirit. If you live in Rajasthan, you see it all around. So that's the way Rajasthan continues to reflect the spirit of festival and gaiety. My feeling is that everything synchronizes. Weather, people's mood, their attire, their eatables, and their life, philosophy of life, their attitude towards life. So it's not so dismal in Rajasthan as its landscape is, but people really celebrate monsoon.
Like most Indian festivals, Teej too finds its roots in mythology. In this case, the story of divine companionship. Goddess Parvati had to go through 108 births before Lord Shiva realized her devotion and took her as his wife. Legend speaks of Teej as the day of this holy union. Shiv and Parvati are the epitome of companionship, and so during Teej, women fast and pray to this divine couple for marital bliss.
People are still living in those traditions. It's not as though it's a matter of past, which is just in our romantic memory. I'm not kind of being nostalgic, but I see it even in contemporary situations.
Teej is filled with many such rituals, one of them being the overnight preparation of kajal.
अपने हस्बैंड के लिए, उसकी लंबी आयु के लिए और उसकी जीवन रक्षा के लिए पूजा रखती हैं, जिसमें सभी श्रृंगार की चीज़ें तीज से पहले, दूज के दिन जिसको सिंजारा बोलते हैं, तो ये सारी चीज़ें मतलब तैयार होती हैं। रुई की बत्ती बना के इसको घी में भिगो देते हैं और जला के फिर इसके ऊपर एक दिया ऊपर से रख देते हैं और ये रात भर बनता रहता है, तो इसमें इकट्ठा होता रहता है। ये ऊपर काजल बनता है, लेकिन एक रोशनी भी आपकी ज़िंदगी में इससे आती है।
The whole of Sawan month you pray Lord is Shiva, husband of Parvati, right? And on this particular day, for marital bliss, we please the lady, so so that our things can go to the Lord. So that's why we celebrate Teej in devotion to the goddess for marital bliss and for the wellness of the spouse.
On the day of Shinjara, the day before Teej, Shivali brought out her box of memories which she holds close to her heart.
It is a tradition that on Sinjara, which is one day prior to Teej, the mother-in-laws, they give the daughter-in-laws new saris, which is supposedly be packed like this. It comes in a set like this: jewelry, the clothes, the ghevers, and a set of bangles, which normally is a lakh bangle, or it could be any other bangle. For different age groups, Sinjara has different meanings. For young girls, it's going to be presents, new clothes. For engaged girls who are about to get married, it's going to be gifts from the mother-in-laws or the in-laws family, which could be a piece of jewelry or clothes or leheriyas. Leheriyas, basically, it's a cloth which has got a wave kind of a design, again, which is related to monsoon water. So everything what happens with Teej is related in some way or the other to monsoon.
A women's attire reflect weather and nature so closely in Rajasthan as you rarely see in other regions. For example, Lehriya, to my mind, is the whole philosophy of life.
Meanwhile, the royal palace of Jaipur is all geared up for its annual festival. And here too, this is a day for the women in the royal household.
Palms and the feet are decorated with henna. And there's a saying also with henna that the darker the henna comes out to be, the man loves the woman more.
Mehendi patterns of peacocks, flowers and leaves, the very symbols of monsoon itself, take shape amidst happy chatter and laughter. And if anything could distract from the simple joys of Mehendi, it would be the color of the saris and the sparkle of the typical Rajasthani jewelry. While the Mehendi carries on, the figure of goddess Parvati is brought out for the royal puja. a puja which can only be performed by the women of the house.
I think it's an important festival for women, basically, more than so much to do with men. You worship Parvati, and either me or my mother, any woman of the house who does the puja.
Today this puja is not only an act of devotion but also a threat to the past.
My mother has seen, her mother-in-law do it, then I've seen her, observe them and to, celebrate all these festivals. And so I want my children to also learn from me, and I want to pass it on to the next generation. And that's how I think everyone should, because otherwise they'll all, not be around, and it'll be very sad if that happens.
In a land known for princes and warriors, this is a time when women hold their own.
First is access to public space. And it's really, you have to see it to believe how women let themselves loose on swings or on singing or on dancing.
As the rains continue, so do the festivities. Women fill the courtyards with dance and music.
We celebrate the rains, the peacock dance, we are dancing. Most of the time we are in the garden. Ghumar is basically, we just move around in a circle. So the word Ghumar, you can just relate it to Ghumna. So the word came like Ghumar is like basically Ghum Ghum ke dance karna. So we've been doing it since childhood. Like that's the one dance which you have every time. This has been part of our growing years, and we've been coming here since childhood, and we've been seeing all this. As kids, it was really nice, running in the lawns and. Seen our grandmother, even great-grandmothers, and my mother's doing the puja as well and celebrating the Teej festival with, along not just doing the puja, along with the whole family, they used to get together. And maybe I think so, they continue their traditions as well. Yes, it's been from the family and handed over from generation to generation.
All this while, the men have been out of sight, but they aren't so far away. They are tasked to decorate the ceremonial elephants. dress her up with a mountain of ornaments for the Teej procession.
It's a tradition which has been happening since a long time. There's Teej Mata and the royal family does the puja first, and then the same idol is brought out in a procession for which everybody, as in initially it used to be all the locals and everybody used to just go out and have a look, just to have a look and do your prayers in front of that idol was like, all right, we have done something.
People have already gathered for the much-awaited procession, and Rajasthan is known to do them with great pomp. Tourists delight at the sight, while the people of Jaipur see their old traditions live on. Traditions from another era, when Teej bridged the gap between the Raja and the Praja. It is a time to forget all social barriers and simply bring in the joys and the hopes of the rainy season. Through it all, Parvati remains at the center. And as the sun goes down, the city prepares for another mood, a mood that night will bring. Even in the changing times, there will always be rain. And with it, the festival of Teej. A festival which keeps alive the old culture of this land. Amidst differences, there is coexistence. In the present, there is also the past.